The 600 area is important, very important of whether we're gonna go down a few hundred more or up a few hundred more, hit 22, right? This is where the key is, the 21.6. Now, actually, we're hovering around 21.7 at this moment. So 21.7 is holding slightly, but if it dips, so 21.7 is holding at this pump. It did go below quite a bit, around 680, so like 20 below. But these resistant levels, guys, they're general, they're approximate. So you're not always going to be exact. It could dip slightly below. It doesn't mean the resistance is gone. Okay, so we are currently the 21.7 resistance is holding. Okay, see, it dipped below 21.7. It's 696, 6900, 683. Okay, 697 right now. It's just below that 700 mark. So we are hovering around this resistance level. I would say the resistance is still on though. Although it's hovering. Oh, 21. Oh, we're at 677. That's quite below. To say the resistance is broken, we're gonna have to go below 650. Okay, we're at 679 right now. Um, let's see what we got. Oh, thanks for the like. Whoever liked the video, I appreciate it. Oh, okay, we're at 658. Ah, Jesus, exciting stuff, folks. So 700 broke. 700 broke. $652. 650 is holding, so we're at 650 to 700. 648. 652. Wow. We're at 686. So the 700 officially it broke. We went to around 650. So that key range right now is 650. The draft pattern is absolutely doing its thing, and I'm sure the algorithm is having a blast. So let's look at 650 here. 639. See, when it goes down 20, 639, it pops up back to 660, and then it goes down to 629. Oh, guys, this is like crazy stuff. Um, Unbelievable. Check where we're at. Oh wow, 21.7 broke, and then it came back and popped over. So 21.7 is holding currently. We're at 21.700. It's holding right now that 21.7. Let's see what 700 does. Like I said, it did go down to 650, but I think that 700 broke. If we could break under that 700, that would be huge for some bearish action. But 700 is strong here. Like I said, that zebra pattern. It went down to the 600s, like I mentioned. Huge zebra action. Just look at the 1 hour chart. It's zebra. My algorithms have been trading for the zebra for a year and a half at this point, and it's worked even on markets that go sideways. So pay attention to patterns, and not patterns like head and shoulders and things that aren't booked. Just look at the charts yourself. The more you look at the charts, the more you learn about patterns and cycles, right? Because people behave in a way that people buy. There's buy orders and sell orders at different points, right? That people in the future. Those affect and create these patterns and these cycles, like a kind of like an air blower, right? It's like you have 10 air blowers pointing in the middle, right? Which one's stronger? Which will depend on which direction the air will blow. Okay, so that's kind of the same way as the markets, right? You have different forces. You get these buy orders, these sell orders, these short orders for in the future each time, right? When in the next hour, 10 hours, all these different forces are what's creating this market price here at 21.709 at this point. We just broke 21.7. Watch, it'll pop back over 21.7. Where it popped over. See, just when we go down under 21.7, it pops back up immediately. That's called resistance, baby, and that's a short-term resistance, right? Doesn't mean it's long-term resistance. Two different terms. But short-term resistance can turn into long-term resistance if this continues. If that trend continues for the next, let's say, 12, 24 hours, then that's what we call, circle it on your map. Remember that number, long-term resistance. But we're nowhere near close to that. It's only been 15 minutes at this point, but it's held pretty well. Let's see, 21.7, man. This video is brought to you by Black Cherry Vanilla Seltzer Water from Wegmans. If you use my coupon code below, I'm just kidding. I don't have any coupon codes. They don't pay me either. God. We're under 21.7 at this point. 21.692. So the key is it going to pop up? Let's check right now. Let's see in the next 2 minutes. Is it going to pop back over 21.7? If it doesn't, okay, and it goes down even more, it's broken, man. It's a broken system. That 21.7 is gonzo, right? Just delete it from your memory, cross it out. It's over. Okay, we're still under. We're at 76, 676, 691, 694, 705. Boom, back up. Don't cross it out. Don't cross it out, folks. We are over. That's holding. So what do I see? Let me give my prediction, new prediction. My predictions have been pretty accurate so far. And let's look at the 12-hour. Not much here. The 3-hour, you can kind of see what's going on. That's kind of you don't want to zoom out too far. But the 3-hour, right, it depends on how much action you have. We had quite a bit of action the last 3 hours, so we could show just the 3 hours. If you have a slower day, with typical day, generally 12 hours is more typical to look and make inferences. Use your brain, read the map, what's going on, the code, and see what patterns you can see. I'm sorry. Okay, we're below 21.700. Sorry, I just had some orders. Some clients messaging me. Should I sell? People get emotional in this game. The key is to be rational. To keep the same strategy at all points, right? Um, let's see. Okay, 21.7. We're back over 21.7. It pops back up. Whew, this is interesting stuff. Let me do a quick analysis. What's going on? So where we popped up, the big pop, there's a big buy order at 21.5, like I told you guys. It's funny. I mean, I predicted exact amount, 21.5. Just a few minutes, 30 minutes ago or so. It's already been 30 minutes. And it was true. That's where you could see that's a little bit more advanced, but you could see in the books, right? There's a lot of orders going on at 21.5. The problem is deciphering if there's more stronger buy action or stronger sell action, right? That's something you got to sort through. But you could tell there's going to be movement when it hit 21.5. I wasn't exactly sure which way it would go. Ended up popping all the way to 21.9. So popped 400 in about a minute. So 21.5 to 21.9. Now we're hovering around the middle, 21.7. We really got to get under 21.6. We're range bound from 650 to 750 at this point. Okay. 21.687. Been crazy going on. I think we'll see some action. It could flatten out here for a little while and hover around this area. But the reason I say we could see some more action coming soon is we just hit a double bottom. Okay. Now, if you look at the 3-hour chart, or you can look at a 1-hour chart, you look at around let's see, 8:20, about 10 minutes ago, we hit a low around 21.65, and then again just 1 minute ago we hit a low of 21.65, same amount. Okay, what does this mean? Does this mean there's a strong resistance at 21.65? Maybe, but that's a little too early to decipher that. Oops, let me see. Okay, 21.65, guys. Keep an eye on 21.65. Oh, 21.65, guys. We're approaching. Return some clients. Oh, 21.65. We're at 21.65. This is the area where we can see some action, like I mentioned. Tell me when to buy, and I will. Rafa, I would hold your horses, man. What I mean by that is, I mentioned this a few times. So where we're at right now in the bull run, we have a pretty strong bull run, right? The problem is we're at a pretty later stage of the bull run. I already went through how we analyze that. But essentially, to give you the summary, we have upside around 10 to 15% over the next month to 2 months. 10 to 15%, maybe 20% upside. Now, where's the downside, right? You got to price in the downside. The downside over the next 6 months is 75% down. Okay, so you have let's say 15% up, 75% down. And that is not a great bet. If I had to put my money. So what I've been doing with my clients, we've been, you know, we invested before, and we've been um, taking some profits, okay, and cutting our positions a little bit, holding cash, USD cash, and we will employ that at certain levels below, okay, below these current levels, and um, we think there's going to be, although there's definitely some room to rise, um, it's not enough for the downside risk. So I would hold on to that. When to buy? I'll give you a number. You know, maybe around 1,200. 1,200 is a safe level. We could go much lower. Sorry, 12,000. We could go much lower, but just in time. Hello. Yeah. I mean, we hit 21.9, and then right. Well, we trimmed our trim, at 21.7. We didn't trim any at 21.9. No, not out the way. Okay, so we're at 21.65 right now. We got the nameless. Don't listen to this tweaker, Rafa. He has no clients. Okay, buddy. Whatever you want to say. Okay, so we're at 21.65. The nameless. What do you think? What is your advice? I'd like to hear your crypto analysis for BTC. The one thing that's going on right now, guys, FOMO. I already mentioned this in the previous video I talked about, but reading the charts, there's some basic calculus that goes on. I can't show you guys the charts right now. I showed you in the video. I posted a video. But if you look at the slope of how you go up, right, in a healthy bull market, obviously you're going to have a positive slope. But as that slope gets to a certain steepness, that's when you know FOMO is going on, right? So if you look at the last 3 months, we're on a straight bull market, just straight up, but not super steep, like a healthy slope. But at starting yesterday, depending on where you are, time zones, we got a slope that was unhealthily high, which shows FOMO is coming in the market, which means I like to. That's when I like to start shredding and slimming my positions. And I mean, guys, it could go higher from this. FOMO can last for a few weeks because it looks like we're just actually in the beginning stages of FOMO. So I didn't sell everything, and that could give a pump of 10, 20 more percent, like I mentioned. But we are in the beginning stages of this FOMO. But I prefer to take some of our profits here. Guys, I'm mostly invested still. It's not like I have cut 90% of our BTC. So we're currently around 85% invested. So total, we cut around 8%. We cut another 8%, around 20K. So we're still 85% invested. And it's not like, I'm not suggesting you sell at these levels. It depends on what your strategy is. If you're a hodler and, you've been doing that, continue on. Because not trading is not for everyone, and it really is. If you want to spend the time to try to beat the market, it's difficult, right? But you got to put in the effort, read the charts, and create your own strategies. Don't look at the books, the Head and Shoulders, and what these guys try to sell you. A lot of these crypto channels try to sell you stuff. Try to sell you products, and they make money. That's how they make money. It's their job. I just do this once in a while, these streams for you guys, just to give you guys some tips on what we do as, this is what we spend our time and our lives researching, and we're not content creators, that's for sure. Sorry for the lack of production I just turned it on, and you know, while I'm still doing a little bit of work while the stream is on, talking to some clients, but that's about it. Um, not doing anything crazy. Again, most of our trading, we have algorithms. Um, we have these different. We implemented it 18 months ago some major algorithms, and 12. Okay, sorry. Let's see. 12K isn't going to happen anytime soon. A lot of big institutional investors been getting in since 14K, and more are buying. They will chew up any dips in the immediate future. Okay, the nameless, respect your opinion, and I definitely think that there's going to be more and more institutional investors coming in. At what pace? When? People have been saying institutional investors have been coming forever, right? They're not all going to come in one wave. That's what I would like to say. People have been saying for the last 3 years. And within the last 3 years, right, we've had dips of 80%, and we've had bear markets and whatnot. So I don't think the institutional investors are just going to all of a sudden just pile in within 3 months, okay? We're going to have cycles. We're going to have – I definitely think we have, obviously, no question about it. We've had some big players come in recently. And that's going to – big players are part of any bull markets. You need some big players creating some buy orders, and I don't think that's going to stop. But that's just kind of you look at this where we are in the bull run, and only time will tell who's right. Right? If we're going to hit 12K again, if we don't hit 12K, we'll never know. But if we get into like 50K, 100K, come back, tell me I was wrong. Okay, I'll be the first one to admit it. If we hit 12K, come back on the channel, and I can tell you you're out. Right? Okay, we're at 21.7 at this point. We're at 21.7. That's been the spot. Like I mentioned, that's the exact midpoint from 21.5 to 21.9, which is what we went from to what we went to within 2 minutes, about half hour ago. MicroStrategy just raised $650 million to buy more. Some other companies just bought $750 million worth. Get ready for institutional FOMO from others. Yeah, that's interesting. Are the institutional investors going to have FOMO? I'm sure some will, but it's hard to predict who's going to buy when and what numbers, right? Because the people who are gonna buy, they're not gonna announce this anyways, right? Because you'd be idiotic to do that. Because you'd be buying the BTC at a higher price than you could have got. Okay, 21.7. We're just dropping slightly below 21.7. But that's not a big deal, right? It doesn't mean the 21.7 resistance line is not there, right? You could drop slightly below the resistance, and the resistance is still strong. Look, it popped right back over. But like I said, for the resistance to be crossed out, donezo, you're gonna have to see numbers low 600s, and we haven't hit that. Look, we haven't hit that in the last 30 minutes. There's definitely some resistance going on. Either whether you want to say there's a floating point at 21.7 or resistance at 21.65. There's something going on here. We're range bound from 650 to 750 at this point, and really, 650 to 750. When are we going to break out? Let me check. Oh, we're going to 727. We're getting some slightly bullish action here. But, I mean, we just had at 40 minutes ago, 35 minutes ago, we had a run up of 400 within a minute. Typically, what happens is you get a little, it kind of filters out and goes right in the middle, right? Like at the 21.700. Very, very typical. and then it will just float around in that range, figure out where it wants to go for a little while. And we are in that range, back to 700, really floating around. It's like a magnet. We're under 700. See, it's really 700 is what we like to call magnet. It goes a little bit below. It can't get too far below because the magnet has a force, right? It can't go too far above. Magnet is a strong force. So that's what 21.7 is. To get far enough away from the magnet where the magnet is not strong enough to affect it, you're going to have to get around 70 to really 80, 90 points below or above. So we haven't really hit that. We did hit 70, I think, around for 1 second below, but we need to get a little bit more juice there. So we're at 21.7. Again, this video is brought to you by sparkling water from Wegmans, the plain edition. Why plain? Because it is the best water for crypto traders. Plain, it's straightforward, doesn't distract you. Sometimes the flavors, like this black cherry, gets on your tongue. You feel a little bit distracted. You need to be concentrated for that crypto. Really, it's really good stuff. If you guys have Wegmans around you, check out that water. It's revolutionary. Okay, we're at 21.695. Guys, when are we gonna break? Anyone have any ideas when we're gonna break this range bound of 650 to 750? I mean, we've been so volatile. I don't think this range over the past 24 hours, I don't think this range is gonna last too long. I don't think it's gonna last too long. But honestly, you guys can look at the 3-month chart, guys. In relative terms, there's been no bear action at all. The biggest drop we've had is around 10%. That was around from 19 to 17, 17 something. It was about 10% drop, and guys, that's not much for BTC and cryptocurrencies. We're in the beginning stages and things can get volatile. So 10% in the broad scheme of things is not a ton. So we are, the time is ticking for a large drop. Last drop was in March, as we all know. It tanked with the stock market. But the interesting thing that's going to happen is the stock market's obviously at all-time highs. What happens when the stock market starts to go down? Well, this correlation, recently it's been correlated to the stock market relatively, but will that correlation break if we get a downturn in the stock market? That's going to be interesting. Really recently, it's kind of been correlated with a high beta. It's like BTC is a 2 beta stock. So it moves twice as much as the typical stock. That's pretty much what BTC has been since March. Right? So it hit 5K. Really, like I mentioned in my video, it really didn't hit 5K in March. It's kind of a little bit artificial. Let's say it hit 6, 7K. Now it's at 3x, right? The stock market went up maybe 1.5x right, since then. That's like a beta of 2. And guys, 21.7 is the magnet. You'll see it if you're watching the live ticker. I posted it in the comment section. BitcoinTicker.co. I suggest that one. Very simple. It's not even a website. It's just a tool to look at it's the best ticker for BTC out there. If you want to follow it live, 21.7. Geez, I like to have it in my browser, and you could have it as a tab, and it'll update the price in the tab as you are, have another tab open. So that's pretty dope. Dollar index crashed today while BTC ran up. Dollar's not been doing good. BTC's been doing well. That's for sure. Yeah. BTC not doing, and that's typical for when stock markets are pumping, markets are pumping, right? people are more willing to take risks. Okay, when people are more willing to take risks, generally they're willing to take the money out of USD, right? So in March, US dollar was doing pretty well, right? Because the pandemic, what do people do? Put their money in USD. What do they do? Take it out of BTC. Now what they're doing? Take it out of USD, put it into BTC, right? These cycles happen. This is how you, as you watch the markets, you kind of have a feel for it. And it's fun to watch. Yeah, I think the Nameless is right. So yeah, every market is related, and obviously BTC in the beginning stages, right, in the first 7, 8 years, not very correlated to other markets because it's such a small niche, right? But now all the markets are related. So how are they related? Well, you got the stock market, right? You got the Fed, and you got cryptocurrency. So let's say the stock market goes down, people flood USD. They want USD, maybe, right? And because probably the overall economy is doing poorly. And then after they put it into USD, they're going to take out the risk, any risk asset. BTC right now is considered a very risky asset. So people are going to pull it out of crypto. Fortunately, the markets are doing well right now. All different type of markets doing well as far as assets, stocks, right? Stocks, bonds, and crypto is all doing well. 21,725, guys. We're still in this range. Still in this range. That's unbelievable. Let me check it out. Check the range. So we've been in the range for about 40 minutes. Oh, exactly 40 minutes. We've been in this range. Guys, if you like this video, that would help me out a lot. We have 1 like now. It'd be awesome to get another like. I'll be interested to see if we get another like. If you guys can like it, I don't even know. I'm not looking at the actual YouTube, platform. I'm looking at the studio for the creators. I don't know how this stuff works, to be honest. But apparently likes help. Man, oh God. Whew. Sometimes I do that. You got the cam, and you cut yourself. Okay, guys, check it out. We're going over 750 now. So let's check out this range, 770. Guys, we're getting some action here. Let's see. So we're at 765. Let's check this range. We're getting some bullish action. We're kind of breaking out of this range. Guys, like I said, we need to get around 80 points above 700 to kind of really break out of the range. We're at 780. 780 to 790. You want to really break out of there. 790, you're for sure. It's broken out. 780, 80%. You're broken out of there. It didn't hit it. See, there's some resistance on the top, right? So like I said, 750. Okay, 700 is the magnet. It's not considered resistance. It's considered a magnet. Resistance level is at 780 and 620. Yeah, we're floating. It's not pushing above. Thanks for the like. I appreciate whoever liked it. I don't know who it was, but one of you guys liked it. Now it's doubled up to 2 likes. Nice, appreciate it. So we're at 21.7. Also, you can subscribe. Okay, that would be sweet. We just kind of started, and we're not good at we're not marketers, but we really appreciate it. Nameless, thank you. Nameless, what are you into any Yoshi? What's up? We got 3 likes, man. Appreciate it, guys. Yoshi, the Nameless, Rafa. Do you guys invest? Let you comment. Are you guys into any altcoins? I'd be interested to hear what altcoins you guys are interested. Are you guys mostly BTC people? I'd like to hear that. If you guys want, I could talk a little bit about altcoins. So we're at 21.7. We're at 770 at this point. 21,770. So we are still not at that 80. We only have 10, 20 points more to get over. Let's see. 21,765. See, the resistance is seems to be in place. 770. Man, oh man, it went. See, it hit 780 and it dropped immediately to 20, 30. Now we're at 750. That shows the resistance is really. I'm mostly BTC. I ride the low cap alts, but never long term. Nice. I also play with some penny stocks. That's all fun stuff. It's all fun stuff. Yeah, probably not doing a long term is probably a good idea, right? Because most of the stuff, you could get lucky there, here and there, but most of the stuff is quite overvalued at this point. When you're investing, it's all about price to risk, that ratio. So right now, I just think a lot of these alts. I mean, people have no idea the economics, the tokenomics of all these stuff, and some of these things are $500 $1 billion market cap that currently do nothing. BTC, on the other hand, is right. I could see BTC at 100K, and I wouldn't blink an eye. I've been in and out of crypto since 2013. Well, it's a good time to get in there. Hopefully, you got out in December 2017. Had some Yoshi had some Ripple that I sold because I don't really believe in it. Been playing with Bitcoin since 2017. I like it. I'm the same way. Ripple, not a big believer. Bitcoin, I'm a believer. As far as altcoins go, what am I a believer in? Obviously, Ethereum is the second man. Is one of the big guys. It's a cool project. Will it work? No one knows the tokenomics. No one knows how much should this kind of system be valued at. Right now, it's 70 billion for something that's not very user friendly. I'm not sure if you guys know about dApps and whatnot. I've cashed out a few times, but never completely emptied my BTC bags. Nice. Yeah. Again, there's good times to cash out, right? Because this is very cyclic. So you'll get bull runs of 500% and then crashes of 80% often, right? I think in 5 to 10 years, right, it will be a little different. It'll be a little bit not as fun. Probably doing live streaming and watching the price. So it'll be a bit boring because it'll be more of a mature market, right? Like Nameless mentioned, some of the institutional guys are going to get in here and it's going to become more not as volatile. And that's a good sign. It's because it means it's becoming a mature market. So guys, let's check on the price here. 737 again. It hit that 780, 770-ish, 780, the upper bound, and slowly trickling back to the magnet at 700. Magnets are real, guys. It's one of the most important things, and you won't see it in books or anything. It's kind of it's one of our strategies that we've found fundamental to our. Okay, we're almost at the magnet at 700, 707. See, it just slowly got to the magnet. Now it's pushing a little bit. Okay, now we're getting under 700. Now we're getting under 700. See, it went down below 700. Now it's back at 700. It just, damn. It's awesome stuff, man. If you when you study this stuff and you see it in action over and over and over and over and over and over again, it's like the future. It's going to happen. Like, right, I've been saying since 30, 40 minutes ago. You can tell it's going to be a magnet for a little while. We have to reach these breakout points to get out of the magnet levels. And why, the interesting thing is, you might be like, man, why is there a magnet? Like, that makes no sense. It's not literally a magnet. What are the forces? Well, like I said, there's different forces, right? It's like air blowers from all these different directions by sell orders. They create this kind of thing because let's say you have a large one person having a lot of sell orders at one range, at the above maybe around the 780 or so, and you have one person with a bunch of buy orders at 6, a lower range, right? These are going to cancel out and keep going like this, right? They're counteracting each other, and which is creating in the center of these two forces. You're getting a magnet. That's kind of what's going on. Okay, I cashed out. What's the deal with altcoins? Never really got into properly. What's your relationship with alts? What's the deal with altcoins? Well, Bitcoin is the original cryptocurrency, right? It's the original blockchain, and you could create yourself a cryptocurrency pretty easily. So that's why all these altcoins are non-Bitcoin cryptocurrencies, the non-major cryptocurrencies. So there's a bunch of smaller ones, right? BTC is the biggest one, but most of these projects, definitely most, are really worthless. They're just projects, but people have all this hype. They have good marketers. I know some marketers for these small altcoins, and a lot of these investors that are investing in these altcoins actually don't know anything about the project, but they're pumping and pumping and pumping money into them because they want to get rich quick. They're like penny stocks. Nameless knows the deal, and you can make some money off it. It's fun to maybe play around. Like Nameless said, long term, I wouldn't stay in these names. You would probably lose all your money. Bitcoin, a little different. But alts, they're different projects. They're trying to create these cool projects using Bitcoin, using blockchain. But most of them were so early on. Most of them are not really usable, and a lot of them don't add any benefit over Bitcoin. That's a common thing. People just copy Bitcoin, copy the code, fork it, create another thing. So they all seem like flops. Everyone and their dads wants their own crypto. Yoshi, you are completely right. Absolutely. Everyone and their dads and their cousins and their stepsisters and their grandchildren and their ex-wives, man, they all want their own crypto, you know? I'm thinking of helping our sponsor here, Sparkling Water Plane. We could put this on the blockchain and create a crypto for this. If you want to buy it, guys, maybe we'll talk in a next video about creating this, and we'll pump it. We'll pump it up and make billions together at the Crypto Nation. So we're at 21,700 exactly. Back, see, it went down a little bit. Now we're at 21,700. It's getting repetitive. Don't you think it's getting a little repetitive? Because that's what magnets are, man. That's what magnets are. Okay, 21.7. But altcoins. So Yoshi, to continue on altcoins, and what I talked about in a video 3 to 4 months ago, before this big run up when BTC was around, altcoins would pump also, and at a larger extent. So they're more volatile, right? As BTC goes up, they pump more. As BTC goes down, they go down more, right? More volatile. But what I see is because a lot of these things are SHIT coins, literally they have no use, and just long term they're going to go to zero. Okay, short term they could have bounces because of these speculators, right? But long term, anything that with no value goes to zero. Okay, and so what I saw was this next bull run was that there's going to be more of Bitcoin, right? Is going to go up a lot, but these altcoins are going to fail to follow like they have in the past. So they're going to, if you look at some of the altcoins, many of them are up less than Bitcoin over the past month or two, which is rare, at least for the past few years. It's mostly been altcoins have been pumped much more than Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is going to get more dominant in the crypto world as some of these smaller projects that have no value are going to just disappear eventually. Same with the stock market. You can see some stocks that they're going. At some point they start to go down, and it could take a long time for a stock to go to zero. But even when it's up here and it's starting the descent, it's already worthless. But it takes for some time for these investors to realize and be like, just wake up one day and be like, man, I have $5,000 in here. Now it's only $2,000, and this project is actually total crap. And then they sell. It takes time for people to realize that. Okay, we're at 720, guys. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see. Oh, it's 9:08. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go in a couple minutes. Probably get this stream to an hour and a half. And please subscribe if you have not. So I'll be in this time period. We'll try to do, obviously we're working, and we'll try to do some more. Maybe I'll do some midday. When we get some price action, or I'll probably do it at the same time again, maybe tomorrow. And we'll get back and check. It's going to be interesting. Follow around if you were following with us today, and we'll see where it moves. Right now, we're stuck at 21.7. Last question from Yoshi: do you think altcoins take away from the legitimacy of Bitcoin? As far as altcoins taking the legitimacy of Bitcoin, I don't think so. I mean, people who know crypto know altcoin. Most people know that altcoins are total crap, most of them. But people who don't know crypto don't know what altcoins are, right? So it's fine. They just know Bitcoin, and that's okay. That's all we need them to know about. Okay, guys, if in the next 2 to 3 hours we get action of 3%, okay? I'll set an alarm on my phone. If we get an action of 3%, so big action, I'm coming back on. What do you think China is going to do tonight, tomorrow? China, man, right now in China it's 10 a.m. Are you referring to something specific, or you just mean in general the Chinese market? I think the Chinese market is huge. It's kind of an underrated thing. I think it's a very good point, Johnny Boy. It's one of the drivers. Huge. Chinese men have a ton of money. Why do you think big sell-off? I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. You mean the miners, or do you mean just obviously, as you guys may or may not know, most of the Bitcoin miners are located in China. So China has a big amount of people that have interest in Bitcoin, and that's going to be, I don't have any specific thoughts on tomorrow with what's going to happen in China. I have no inside information about some sell-off, and they're very important in the crypto world, in the Bitcoin world, and a large amount of Bitcoin is owned by Chinese, and what they do with the Bitcoin is going to affect the prices. But yeah, so we're at 21.722. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go. Subscribe. If you subscribe, click that notification number button, and when I go live, if we get a big price movement, I will come back, guys. I will be here and give you guys live updates of the crazy price action live. So again, I set a thing on my phone. Anytime in the next few days, we go 3%. We have a big move. I'll be here. I'll be here for you guys. Which is right. So we all work remotely, our team. So I'm flexible to just to do that. All right. Talk to you guys later. See you, Yoshi. See you, Johnny. See you, Nameless. Peace out. And good to talk to you guys. Later.